This year, I want to improve on everything. Number one, I wanted my scoring to be better than it was with the judging last year. Uh, this year, I had perfect scores in every round. Last year, I had perfect scores in just 3 rounds. And in the first round, I barely got third in the first round last year. So I wanted to improve basically on my symmetry. That was the round that I kind of lost out on. So I did that. So that was number one on my list. Number two on my list, I wanted to be harder than I was last year and bigger than I was last year. I did that also. I did that basically by not having to diet in the middle of the contest season and have to take off and not be able to lift as heavy. So I was able to basically stay strong the whole year and lift heavy the whole year, which allowed me to put on probably about 10 or 15 more pounds of muscle. That 10 to 15 more pounds of muscle than I had last year at the show, at the Mr. Olympia last year. And I did achieve that. I wanted to be harder, so what we did there was my cardio. Instead of doing like, I think we were doing like 30 minutes 2 times a day, about 8 weeks out, we went to 1 hour 2 times a day, about 11 weeks out. So, and I did that all the way until the day Tuesday, the week of the contest. So I kept my cardio high, and also my carbs were a little bit lower than they were last year. Last year I carved up heavy for like 2 or 3 days a week. This year I only carved up heavy for maybe one time a week, and the rest it was just low carbs. So I was able to come in harder in this show by doing that, keeping my carbs kind of like on the low side for like 6 days out of the week, and going heavy on them maybe 1 day out of the week. My cardio, instead of doing 30 minutes 2 times a day, I was doing 1 hour 2 times a day, 11 weeks out. So I think that helped me come in just a little bit harder than I was last year. Another thing that I wanted to improve on was my posing, because I really wasn't satisfied with it. What I heard a couple people say about it last year, saying that it could have been a little bit better. So instead of me, I worked hard on my posing last year. Instead of me trying to do it myself, I went out and kind of like recruited somebody to do it for me. In other words, I kind of like hired a choreographer to do it for me. Guy who lives in this area has been competing for a while. His name is Josh Todd. He's an amateur level bodybuilder, but he's an excellent poser. You can learn a lot of stuff from people, a lot of people. I mean, just because I'm a professional bodybuilder don't mean I won't listen to what an amateur had to say, or what some of the fans may have to say. I try and improve in any area that I possibly can, because that's pretty much where you get most of your feedback from, the people that's around you. So I was able to, do a little bit better post routine by going out, hiring somebody that kind of like a whole lot better at posing than I am. I use my strengths for myself, and my weaknesses I go out and I recruit people to help me with them. So that's how I was able to kind of come in and do a little bit better posing than I did last year. After last year's Olympia, what I did was I was kind of burned out in a way. I had trained so hard, and I was so stressed out from all the training, all the dieting, because I also did the tour right after the Olympia. My body was just kind of like beat up and tired and exhausted. So what I did last year after the tour, which ended around, I think, the end of October, I took off for I was exhausted. I took off November, December, and January, and didn't go near weight. Didn't train, didn't go to the gym. I didn't do cardio. I didn't do anything, And my muscles are here to stay pretty much, as far as I'm concerned. I've been training for 20 some odd years, almost 25 years now, and I don't think taking off for 3 months I'd lose anything. It's just like anything you build. I mean, you can build a car. Just because you don't drive it for 3 months doesn't mean it's going to just deteriorate and not function when you get ready to use it again. And that's pretty much how I feel about my body. I built it up to the point where I'm comfortable with it. I'm genetically gifted in a way that, hey, I can take off 3 months and my muscles are pretty much not going to go anywhere. They're not going to leave me, and they're going to pretty much be the same once I start back training. And that's the way it was. And I started back training in February. I think maybe the first week I was a little sore, but I wasn't sore in the fact that it hurt me to train the next week after that. So I think I was sore for maybe about a week, and that was it.